Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 766 and session number 238 of Ask Scott. This is where I answer your questions here on the podcast, and I'm going to do it again here today. And today, well, I've got a lot to cover because, well, we are approaching the new year. A lot of great things are happening. A lot of things have already happened, and I want to make sure that you're aware of those and some new things that are coming up. So I just want to make sure that we cover all that stuff before we hit the ground running and start heading towards 2020, which is kind of weird to even say. But today, the question that I'm going to be addressing, I'm just going to throw it out there because we've been talking all about building brands, and a lot of that has to do with producing content and really attracting the right people into your business, into your world, into your home base. And that is, what is the best day to post content? That's like a big question that a lot of people ask. And actually, one of our Brand Creators Academy members asked this question, and that's what prompted me to want to address this today. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We'll talk a little bit more about content and stuff as well. But before we do, if you have a question that you want me to answer on an upcoming Ask Scott session, all you have to do is head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do it right there. All right. And this way here, you can submit your question. Let me know who you are, where you're coming from, a little bit about yourself, and ask that question over there. Don't be shy. Go over there, theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do it right there. All right. That'd be awesome. Okay. So we are, like I said, we are approaching 2020. And to me, it's the year of building a brand, building your own assets, controlling your own channel, your own destiny. And I'm really, really excited about 2020 because that is what we're going to be focusing on. And if you are new to this show, well, you probably don't realize, but over the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, this whole podcast has shifted its focus to mainly talking about building a brand and then leveraging that brand using things like Amazon, using things like AdThrive or Mediavine or affiliate programs to generate revenue off of that brand. But in my opinion, building a brand is going to be even more critical moving into 2020. I'm going to be doing an upcoming episode where I'm going to be talking all about my predictions of what's going to happen here in the future and what we should be focusing on. But it's kind of crazy because, you know, I've been at this over 12 years online, and I've just seen a lot. And it's kind of coming full circle because a lot of the things that we were doing then, we're doing now just with different tools and different channels. But it really does come down to those basic things. Have you ever thought about that? If you've ever coached a sport or have watched coaches coach sports, they always talk about the fundamentals. They always talk about dribbling a basketball before shooting, right? It's like, or when you're shooting, shoot closer to the basket. So this way here, you can make those baskets and then start working yourself back. You know, using the basics, the fundamentals. If you're playing baseball, it's hitting off a tee before you hit live, right? It's all of these fundamental things, and we tend to overlook them because we want to do everything, or we want to do the fun, exciting stuff, right? Like playing in the game is fun, but we gotta practice. We gotta do all of these things, these fundamental things that help us really show up to the game and, you know, ready to win. And that's what building a brand is all about to me, really, is understanding the basics, understanding the fundamentals, getting good at it, building that skill set. And then from there, starting to use those to your advantage as you're building out your brand and your business. All right. So today, what I also want to do is I want to talk a little bit about I've got something here on my mind that I want to share, something recent that just happened actually to my daughter, my older daughter, who's 24, married. But she had a story of a customer service, somewhat of a nightmare. Well, I don't want to say nightmare, but just a little bit of like a lot of problems that shouldn't have been. And you know what? As a new seller, you really shouldn't be doing this stuff. So I want to talk about that here in a minute. But if you did miss the Brand Builders series that I just recently do, well, you've got a little bit of catching up to do, but it's okay because it's all done now and it's all ready for you to go through if you are at all interested. The time of this airing, okay, we are just before Christmas, the 25th. This should be airing on the 20th of December. I've got a special episode coming up on Christmas Day as well. I've got a special guest that I'm going to have on, and we're going to learn something about really creating a richer life and really more of, I guess, a stress-free life. And I'm going to bring on that guest. It's a very, very special guest. So you can look forward to that. But if you have not gone over to brandcreators.com yet and grabbed the resources over there, you're going to find all of the brand building stuff there. Okay. The brand building series that I just did will be there. The brand builders creation, validation, growth process, that is all over there at brandcreators.com. So again, go there, make sure that you go through that series, make sure you go through that training. All right. So let's jump in. Like I said, we got a lot going on, right? I mean, here we are approaching the holidays. Fourth quarter is almost behind us. Hopefully you're having a great fourth quarter. But my thoughts of the week are this, and they came from a story from my daughter. I was sitting at the kitchen table as she just received her new water bottle. She bought this glass water bottle with a plastic top that screws on, and she bought it because she wanted to have a BPA free. She wanted to have something that she could, have and use on a regular basis, so she wasn't using plastic bottles and the whole thing, right? So she was really excited, got the bottle, and she starts screwing on the top, and the top was not threading correctly. And it was hard to thread, and she didn't want to cross thread it. So I looked at it and I got it working and stuff, but it was a little bit of a project to get it to work, right? So I said, you know what? Contact the seller and let them know that you're having this issue. And they'll probably just say, no problem, keep the bottle. We'll send you a new one, right? And so she emails this seller and they said back to her, well, can you take a picture of it because it sounds like you're not tightening it right? Right. So right away, they're kind of like giving her resistance, thinking like, well, you're just trying to get a free bottle. Right. So my daughter says, okay. So she doesn't take a picture or anything, but she says, listen, I've screwed on the top. It's tight, and it's not leaking, but it's hard to get it on and off. And I'm afraid that it's not going to thread properly and it will eventually leak. And I don't want a bottle that I just bought to not, screw on properly. So then they came back and they said, well, we just want to make sure that you are following the instructions with it of taking it on and off, which is kind of silly to me. It's like you unscrew it, you screw it on. So they said, as long as, the product is a defective threads, we will then send you a new bottle, right? Like, okay, let's call a timeout here. I need my buddy, Kevin Sanderson, my referee buddy, Brand Accelerator live organizer. I need him right now to call a timeout, because if you are selling a product and there's a problem with it and someone requests that you look into this or send them a new one, even if you say send the old one back, which you shouldn't do that, by the way, you just need to send them something without any questions asked. I mean, come on. And then the crazy thing is, and this is where my daughter made a little bit of a mistake, there was only 5 reviews. So she didn't really look at the review. She just seen the bottle and she says, I want to get the bottle. A lot of people look at reviews nowadays. Well, she's like, you know what? It's a $16 bottle. Oh, that was the other thing. It's a $16 bottle. So that $16 bottle might cost $3, right? Maybe $4, let's say. And let's say $5. All they had to do was send her a new bottle and she would have been happy and probably gave a positive review and said, that's a great customer service. Now, guess what? This person's only got 5 reviews and my daughter will probably leave a negative review because of that, right? So why? I mean, if you had thousands of reviews and you wanted to challenge it, maybe I still wouldn't do it, but 5 reviews. So lesson for anyone that is launching a new product right now. If you have a problem or someone has a problem and they forward you that problem, please do not resist giving them a refund or giving them a new product. Here's what you should do. Here's what I would do. Here's what we do. Okay. Most times, if there's a problem with the product, we'll say, I'll tell you what, let me refund your purchase and send you a new one absolutely free, because we want to make sure that our customers are happy. And I want to make sure that our products are not having problems. Now, if you start getting 4 or 5 or 6 of these, well, then you might want to pause that listing, or, you know what I mean? Like, you might want to take the inventory and hold it, and you might want to have a few shipped to your house or, you know, to your business, and look and see, and to make sure that that thing isn't defective. Because if that thing's defective and you have 1,000 of these units, you're going to keep getting these over and over and over again. All right. So there's my little thought of the week. I was kind of upset, to be honest with you. I'm like, is this person serious? Like, people wonder why they can't, you know, they can't get sales, or they can't get good reviews, because you're resisting giving them good customer service. That is number one. Number one. Okay. All right. So I know you guys listening are probably not going to do that, but if you were at all thinking of it, the next time you get someone that says something isn't right, even if they're giving you a line of BS, I don't care, right? Like, I don't want a negative review if I can help it. Okay. We're going to get them regardless. So we want to take any opportunity to make that customer happy so we can avoid that. All right. So don't let that happen to you. All right. So let's dig in now that I got that off my chest, and hopefully you're going to take something away from that. All right. So here's what I want to address. Okay. Again, we are in Brand Creators Academy right now, which currently right now it is closed, but I should mention that on January 6th, 2020, we are opening enrollment for a short period of time. Generally, we open for a week, and then from there we close the academy, and then we, you know, focus on our members. And then from there, we'll usually open in the next couple of months. Okay. So again, if you're interested, you're going to want to be ready January 6th, but our members, they're in there taking massive action. I actually just did 4 site reviews inside there, where we're actually going through and looking at the website, the home base. We're looking at the content. We're looking at the structure. We're looking at all of those different things. So we're in there creating, and that's why it's called Brand Creators. Get it? So again, it's just a lot of fun. But one of the questions came in and said, Scott, what is the best day to post my content? I want to know, what's the optimal time? What's the best time to go ahead and hit publish, so I make sure that Google gives me like the best chance of ranking? Here is the simple answer. And we'll go into a little bit of a deeper answer here, but here's the simple answer. All right. And I think someone in our group might even have been Todd Welch. He might have said any day ending in a Y. And one of those is today. Like, just post it today. Like, just get that thing posted. Don't worry about the most optimal time to post something. You know, we always kind of hold ourselves back because we think that there's going to be this one little window that we get something published, or we post something on Facebook, or we post something on Instagram, or we post something or we email at a certain time, right? It's better to just post it and just get it done than it is to wait and hope, right? So the best advice here is worry about creating a great piece of content. Worry about getting a piece of content that you know is going to help and serve your market, that is going to bring the right person to your home base, and then just get that thing optimized, and then from there, post it. All right. We can always tweak it later, but once it's live, it's now live. It's going to be evergreen too. We have something that is out there on the internet that could potentially lead someone back to our website and eventually either buy a product, go through an affiliate link, show up as an impression that could pay us through AdThrive or Mediavine or whatever. So just understand, it's going to be better just to post it. So to me, the biggest thing here is to post it on a consistent basis. That's the bigger part here, right? It's better to post something once a week than once a week now, and then let's say you wait another 3 weeks to post it, and then you might post 2 in a week, and then you wait and you post, on another 3 weeks. I'd rather see you be consistent. So maybe every Monday, every Wednesday, or every Friday, right? So I post the podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, okay? In our physical product brand, and the one that we're really building out our content site around. That one there, I email every 2 days. So it's three times a week. So it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay. And here's the other thing, consistently, every time I send that email, so let's say email is on a Tuesday, I'll wait 24 hours. And then Wednesday morning, guess what I do? I send to the unopens. And then I get another bunch of people that open the email from people that I would have just given up on. So, but I do that consistently, right? So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, like clockwork. Blog post depends on your market, but I would say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometime during the week is probably best if I was going to give you a time, right, versus the weekend, but it doesn't really matter. Because once that piece of content is there, then we want to share it. Then we want to talk about it. That's probably the more important part here is what's the best time to let your audience or your email list know about it? I would say Monday through Friday. The reason why we do it on a Saturday for one of our emails is because we know our market is also doing this on the weekend. So we want to show up in the morning, and I generally do them in the morning because I look at it like, well, people get busy by the time 9 o'clock hits. So I'm going to try to get the email out before 9 o'clock, right? So to me, it's more important about getting the content posted and then figuring out when to share it, right? That would be a better question versus what is the best day to post the content. The best day is today, or whenever you can post it, post it. And this is literally what we talk about inside of the brand building series that I just went through. So again, if you have not went through that, it's all there for you, okay? And all you need to do is create your plan and then execute that plan. Take action on that plan, all right? So again, brand building to me is going to be the thing for 2020 and into the future. And I think the skills that you're learning through building the brand will also carry you way, way into the future, because these things to me are plug and play. You plug these things into just about any business and they will work, but you do need to make sure that you validate. And that's actually part of the skill set that you're learning, is how to really validate a market, how to see these openings, how to see these opportunities, how to understand if this market is even viable for what we want to do with it. All right. So again, that's why you definitely should be going through the Brand Builder series and going through that brand growth validation checklist over at brandcreators.com. So definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. And the other thing is, again, before we wrap up, make sure if you are at all interested or if you missed out on the last time that we opened Brand Creators Academy, this will be the open that we do for 2020 in January. It's January 6th to be exact. And from there, we will be open and we will open up enrollment for about 5 days. And then from there, we will close the enrollment down and we will be then just catering and just pouring all of our energy into our brand creators that are inside of the academy. And then we'll be opening up again in a few months after that. So again, if you're at all interested, be ready. January 6th, 2020 is when we're going to be opening enrollment. In the meantime, make sure that you go through that free training that we created for you. All right. So that's it, guys. That is going to wrap up this episode. As always, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Oh, hey guys, before you go, I wanted to ask a quick favor. If you have not yet left a review for us on iTunes, if you could do that, that would be amazing. I read every single one of them, even the 1 stars. And yes, they're going to be there. You can't make everyone happy. I understand. But if you've gotten any kind of value from this podcast, it really helps me to get fired up to see what this podcast is doing for you. And it also helps us reach more people by you leaving a review on iTunes. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. And while you're there, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, do that as well. This way here, you'll never miss an upcoming episode. All right. So if you can do that, that'd be amazing. Talk to you later. Bye.